This video is part 2 of lesson 1, shapes. On the first part of the video we saw the use of a couple of shapes tool, geometrical shape tools, if you will. I repeat, for geometrical shape tools we have the rectangle, the rectangle tool, rounded rectangle, which is nothing but rectangles with rounded corners. We have the ellipse tool, which makes circles and ovals, the polygon tool, which makes several side shapes, and we have the star tool, and so on. Okay. All right, so now we're going to use the rectangle tool that we have been using already. So we're going to select the tool by clicking here, holding it, and then the other tools show. Click on the rectangle tool. All right, so we're going to create a picket fence right here in front of the house, like so. There's one picket. But before doing that, no, I think it's okay. All right, so we're gonna do a little picket like that. It's a simple rectangle, and we're gonna fill the object with white right here. We open the swatches. We click on the white. Like that. We want to eliminate the stroke. Okay. Right now the stroke is this border, which we simply call it stroke here. All right. So once it's selected, we go here on this area. Remember, right here we can make the stroke thicker or heavier. And here we change the color of the stroke. This time we want to eliminate the stroke. Click on the arrow or click on the button, and then click on this tool right there. Okay, so at this point, if you need to make the rectangle wider, well, you bring your mouse over here, click it, and make it wider. Okay. If you want to make it narrower, well, you just drag the mouse in the opposite direction. Bring it over here. When you see a horizontal two-headed arrow, you click, you hold, and then you drag left. Similarly, if you want to make it shorter or longer or taller, you come over here at the top or at the bottom. You want to make it taller, you come over here. Same, you see a two-headed vertical arrow, click, hold it, and drag it up. If you want to make it shorter, from the top down, just drag it down. If you want to make it shorter or longer from the bottom, you click, hold, and then up. All right, pretty good, right there. Now, by default, we have on each corner these little squares, which we call anchors. See, if you hover the mouse over like that, it says anchor right in the corner. Okay, we have 4 on each corner. We need to create an extra anchor point right here in the middle. Okay, now for that, we press the plus key on the keyboard. Plus key, and then it gives us this tool. It's called Add Anchors. Add anchors or anchor points tool. Add anchor point. If you forget to use the keyboard, the plus sign key on the keyboard, you can come up here on this tool. You can hold it, and then you select Add Anchor Points tool. All right. So, like on the previous video on shapes part 1, we saw this vertical line, which is part of a feature of Illustrator called smart guides. See, right there, because the mouse is just hovering it right here, it's telling me that where the point of the arrow is in the middle from left to right. But I want to create an anchor point, same as on each corner. So I come up here and I do it right on the edge, right about there. See, I click it right there and I have a new anchor point right there. All right, so now I am simply going to press the up arrow key several times, and then I get something like this. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so now we need to fill the whole area with this shape. Right? There are several ways that we can do this. Well, just a couple, 2 or 3. All right, so one way to do this is to hold down the Alt key, click on the object, press the Shift key, and drag it out. You need to drag it out, determining the distance between one and the other. Right there, that distance to me is ideal. I'm gonna release the mouse right there, and I'm gonna release the Alt and the Shift keys now. So remember, the Alt key alone allowed me to duplicate the object while dragging it. The Shift key, along with the Alt key, allowed me to displace it out or duplicate it out and displace it at the same time. Right? So if I just do the Alt key, this is what's going to happen when I do the Alt key. Click, hold it, see? And I don't have control as of where I am going to displace it to. Right? Now, if I only press the Shift key, I can move it out on a straight line with reference to the original position. All right, well, let me repeat this again. I'm gonna delete this, I'm gonna delete this. One more time. Delete, right? So, press the Alt key, click on the object, press the Shift key and drag it out, and determine the distance. Let's say that distance is fine. You just click. I'm sorry, you release the mouse at that point, and then make sure not to click anywhere, okay? Because you're going to eliminate the process. So now you press and hold the Control key and the D key. D for duplicate. Look, I have 3. I keep doing it. Control D, Control D, Control D, and I'll do it until it fills the whole space. Mind you, the position of this is not exact. It could have been a little less or a little more to the right, outside of the area, which it doesn't matter. At the end, remember this from the previous video. These 2 objects below, behind, are locked, so we can do this easily. Look. Click over here or over here outside of the pickets. Click here and drag it out like this. And then if it's if it went too much outside, you just click, hold it, and drag it inside. If it didn't fill it completely, you can come back, click, and drag it out like that. All right. Well, that's one way of doing this. Now another way for doing this, let me delete this in the middle. I'm just gonna leave the one on the far left and the one on the far right. Okay, so I'm gonna click over here, raise the mouse up a little, and then drag it to my second one right there. Notice that only this have the bounding box around it. It means that only those selected are prone to modification. One modification could be deleting them. Pretty good. Now we're gonna use a tool to fill the space in between with several pickets. Okay. First, you need to guess as of how many pickets you can fit in between. Just a guess. It's easily modifiable afterwards if you make a mistake or if you didn't fill it according to your idea. All right. I'm gonna say that I can fit maybe 15, or let's say 18 in between. I don't know, right? So I well, let me move this out to my right a little, like that. Okay. All right. So the tool that we're gonna use here is called blend tool. Right here. Okay. So you click it, or you click it twice, and then you have the dialog box. In here, you're going to choose on this arrow, click, and you're going to choose specified steps. And remember the number I mentioned, 18. I'm going to enter it here, 18. And then I can press the enter key or click on OK. Now I click with the mouse. I have the tool here. I'm going to click on the first object. One click, and then I drag. Well, actually, just move the mouse over to the other object. Right? Remember that the two objects, the one on the far left, the one on the far right, need to be positioned exactly where we wanted. Right? So now I'm going to click on this object, and boom, I have 18 pickets in between. But as you can see, possibly the gap between them, it's a little too short. Let's air it a little. Let's give it more space, more gap, right? So we can, while the group still selected, because you see this blue line in between, it means that the group still selected and still live. The effect of what the tool does. What is it? Blend. The blend effect is still live. It means that I can go back and alter the number as many times as I want, while this thing is still active. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the tool, double click, and simply change the number. From 18, I'm gonna go to maybe I don't know, 14 or 15. Okay, and then click OK. You're gonna see the gap widen. There we go. I think that's ideal. All right, so that's our picket fence. Now we're going to do a walkway right here from the fence to the door. Okay, for that we need a rectangle, the width of the door, right about there. So we click right there. Okay, hold it and drag it to your right, and then down to the bottom, somewhere around there. Okay, so for now I can move this fence out of the way so that I can do this more freely. All right, so now we're gonna paint this walkway with a cement color. Simply right here. Remember, this button controls the colors inside of the shape. So I'm simply gonna click here, and I'm gonna select a gray color, emulating cement. All right, so in order for this to be, well, something cohesive or something ideal, all right, we need to make this wider at the bottom. See, then it makes it look, well, it's called perspective. When you see things by your side and then you see them at a distance, the objects at a distance, they appear to be smaller, represented in a drawing. That you need to drawing smaller. All right. So same with objects. The size of the side that is in the distance should be smaller. The size of the side that is supposed to be closer to you should be wider. Okay. Now for that, we select the direct selection tool. The white arrow. So simply come over here on this corner and click on that anchor. Right now, that anchor is modifiable. It means that you can reshape it like this in many ways, whatever way you want it. All right. Notice that Only this anchor is blue, the rest are white. Only the ones that are blue are modifiable. Okay, you can select more than one if you need to select. If you need to do 2 anchors at a time, you press the shift key, click on one, press the shift key, and click on the other one. In this case, we need to do one at a time. So right here, this one, I'm gonna press the shift key, and then I'm gonna tap the right arrow key. 1, 2, 3. I think that was 4. I'm gonna do one more. 5. Right now, I need to do the same with this one. See? But this time I want to do the left arrow key. Shift. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 is enough. Over here I gave it 5, so I'm gonna retrace it or retract it, holding it, pressing the shift key, and then go back once. I think that's pretty darn good, right? Now you notice that at the distance, well, only because the top side of this object is narrower than the bottom, it gives you the illusion that the object is in the distance. All right, so we can replace this. I'm putting it over here. All right, so now observe this. Because the picket fence was created first than the walkway, it appears that the picket fence is going underneath the walkway. Well, we need to restack these 2 objects, the walkway and the fence. We need to restack them. Okay, so we need to bring it on top, the fence on top of the walkway. So select the picket fence, and you're going to hold down the control key, the shift key, and the closing bracket key on your keyboard. There we go. The closing bracket key or the opening bracket key. Those keys are immediately to the right of the P key. The one immediately to the right is called opening bracket key. The next to it, the next to the opening bracket key is called the closing bracket key. And look at what happens when you do one or the other. Right now, the fence is on top or in front of the walkway. If I press this time only the control key and tap the opening bracket key, the fence goes behind the walkway. Now, if I do the opposite, or if I want to bring it on top, I press the control key and the closing bracket key. There we go. Okay, so that's called restacking objects. All right, so to make the drawing a little more illustrative, we're going to bring some illustrations from the it's called the symbols panel. Take a look. We're going to go to the window menu. We go down to symbols. Symbols, I gotta explain, they have other more significant use than the use that we're going to give it right now. Right now, we're simply going to use it as illustration, the symbols. Okay, right here at the bottom left corner of the symbols panel, you find the categories. Okay, look for them. Okay, we're going to look for nature right here. So you click it, and you can elongate the panel. If you go right here at the bottom, when you see a vertical 2-headed arrow, you click, hold it, and you drag it down. So from here, you can choose maybe a bush like this one. You can click it, hold it, and drag it onto your drawing like that. Okay. No, that's a leaf. I wanna this bush, this one. Click, hold it, and drag it out like this. Right? You can resize it to your liking, again, by going to any of these anchors. Remember that if you don't want to distort, distort means like this. See, when you are, this is distortion. If you just want to make it bigger without losing the proportion, you press the Shift key. Hold it down, go to one of these anchors on the corners or on the side, and then you just see how you can make it larger or smaller, but without distortion. Remember, this is done with the Shift key down. All right, so that's a bush right there. You probably want to do a little stone like this. You click, hold it, and drag it out and put it somewhere there. You can make it bigger. How about a tree? This is a pine tree. You can click, hold it, and drag it out and put it over here. Remember, the bigger the object, the closer that it's going to appear, or it's going to be closer to the house. The bigger the object. The smaller the object, the farther away from the house. Smaller, right? See, I'm gonna make it smaller. Okay, so that tree right there, it appears to be away or far from the house. This one, because it's bigger, even if you want to make it a little bigger, see, it appears to be bigger than the one on the right. Okay, and make sure that the tree is bigger than the house. So you have another tree here. It's called, I think this is a eucalyptus, and this is a pine tree. Whichever one you like is fine. Now, right here we have clouds. Okay, you can barely see it because the color almost got lost in background. There are three clouds. There's 1, 2, and 3. Whichever one you like. So you click, hold it, and drag it out, and maybe leave it over there. You can resize it exactly the same way. See, with the Shift key will not distort. Without the Shift key, you can distort. Right now, because these objects do not have a specific shape, you can reshape it. I mean, you can distort them a little or a lot, however you want. But just keep in mind that sometimes you'll encounter situations when where the resizing of objects need to be proportional. In other words, you don't want to distort them. For example, the sun. We know that the sun is rounded. If we want to resize it up or down, it needs to be done proportionally. It means we don't want to end up with a sun like that. So to resize it up or down, you need to press and hold the Shift key. That way it maintains its circularity, just like that. Right? Same goes for all type of objects. All right, so last thing we're gonna do for this part number 2 of lesson 1, we're gonna create a vent up here on the top. All right, so for that we need the polygon tool, which is residing right here where with the rectangle tool. We go to the polygon tool. Okay, so you're gonna click, hold, and drag. Now, because the last object that we created with the polygon tool was a triangle, we need to increase the sides. We tap the up arrow key. 1, 2, and we need one more time. There. That's a hexagon. All right, so now we need to press the Shift key to straighten it. Like that. See? So right there, I'm gonna release the mouse. I'm gonna click on the zoom tool right here on the, or I can press the Z key on my keyboard. Okay? And then I click, to work a little closer, more comfortably. I'm gonna select my selection tool. I wanna resize this down a little. I'm gonna press the Shift key and then go to any of these anchors. Could be the corner or the sides. Any corner or any side. Okay? When you see an arrow, hold down the shift key and make it smaller. All right, maybe something like that. Beautiful. Now I want to align it here. All right, so I'm gonna color the fill with a dark brown, giving the idea that inside of the attic is dark. Now I want to give it a little frame, right? Maybe the frame, I don't know, the same as the color of the house, maybe. All right, since the color of the house is a little hard to come by again, I want to save the color. Okay, so you click here, and then since the color that my shape has is a fill, I want to go to the fill swatch right here. And click, and then click on this arrow, and then right here we can give it a name. See, just because the combination of the colors to arrive to this pink is this. We can speak about that later, but right now we're gonna give it a name. I'm gonna call it pink wall, just to give it a name. Okay. Now, this color, I'm saving it in the fill swatches. It automatically is going to appear in the stroke swatches. Okay, so I'm gonna click OK. There we go. Now, because this is a stroke that I want to paint, the color I'll find it here, not here. Okay, look, and remember the name I gave it is pink. This one. There we go. Now I want to make it a little heavier, the stroke, or a little thicker, however you want to call it. Click on the arrow, and I'm going to try maybe, I don't know, 3 points. Maybe more, 4 points. I think that's pretty good right there. Okay, so now how about, I was gonna say about the knob, but we did the knob on the first part 1 of lesson 1. Let's color it with something else, something more noticeable. So maybe right here a darker gray, maybe. Oh, still not. Well, how about this color? Same as the wall, pink. I don't know. You choose your color. Okay, so remember, in the nature, you'll find all kinds of decorations. How about some weeds like this? Look, click, hold it, and drag it out. Put it over there. I think there is a video. I forgot the name, but you look in the list how to make a flower pot, so that we can put it over here. All right, how about doing a little ledge for the window? Look, let me move this out of the way for a moment. Then I want to select the rectangle tool. Okay, and then I want to make a rectangle right here at the bottom. Maybe right there. I want to click, hold the mouse, and drag it to my right. Something like that. All right, so make sure that it's centered. I think this is pretty much centered. See, this point right here is the center of the rectangle I just created. And since this line on the window is in the middle of the window, so I think that's pretty good. So now, how do I fill this, or how do I color the ledge? So I'm gonna click here, and let's say maybe this color, but that, or maybe this color. Maybe I wanna make a little narrower. All right, so that's it for part 2 of lesson 1. See you in the next video.